Welcome you all to Meki Studies Circle. In this video, we shall see how to do the modeling and stress analysis of a simple bar which is having a constant cross-sectional area and is subjected to tensile load. We shall be using ANSYS APDL for doing the same. The cross-section of the bar is 500 mm square while its length is 1000 mm. The Young's modulus of the bar is 210 GPa or 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm square. The load which is acting on the bar is 1000 newtons. We shall be using these data to compute the stress, displacement and the reaction force for the simple bar as shown in the figure. Taking the inputs from the problem statement. Since this is a mechanical element and is subjected to mechanical forces, it shall fit itself into the structural domain. The element that we shall be using in modeling using the ANSYS APDL is 3D finite STN180 or simply called as Link 180 element. The cross-sectional area of the bar is 500 mm square. The total length of the bar is 1000 mm and the bar is not having any complexities in the geometry. It is having a uniform cross-section throughout and hence it is considered to be a simple bar. Young's modulus is 210 GPa. The Poisson's ratio is 0.3. The load acting on the bar is tensile in nature and its magnitude is 1000 newtons. With these input, now let us see how the problem can be solved using the strength of material approach as well as using the ANSYS APDL. The parameters that we shall determine using both the approaches are like this: the reaction force, the stress in the bar and the deformation of the bar. Using the strength of material approach, now let us see how the reaction force in the bar is calculated. We all know that from the problem statement, the bar is subjected to a tensile load and it is given by the force Fx. In order to balance this tensile force Fx, there shall be a reaction force in the direction opposite to the force which is acting as shown in the figure. So considering the tensile force components to be positive and considering the summation of all the forces in the x direction to be 0, we have two forces in the x direction, the Rx which is the reaction force and Fx which is the tensile load acting on the bar. Considering both the forces to be positive because both are tensile in nature, Rx plus Fx is equal to 0. And we already know the magnitude of Fx from the problem statement, it is 1000 newtons. On substitution, we get the reaction force is of magnitude minus 1000 newtons. So with this, we can understand that this reaction force Rx at the support as shown in the problem statement will balance this bar which is subjected to a tensile load of 1000 newtons. Now let us see how the stress is computed using the strength of material approach. We know that the stress is the internal response that is generated due to the action of the external force on the mechanical element. And here the external force is of magnitude 1000 newtons and the force is acting on a cross-sectional area of 500 mm square of the element. So considering the mathematical formula for stress computation, we have got sigma is equal to F by A. Substituting the values of F and A from the problem statement, we get the value of sigma as 2 Newton per mm square. Now let us check how the deformation or the elongation in the bar is computed using the strength of material approach. And again, since this is an analytical approach, we have already got the standard formula to compute the elongation in the bar. That formula is given by delta L is equal to F into L by A into E, where F is the force that is acting on the member, L is the total length of the member, A is the cross-sectional area of the member, and E is the Young's modulus of the member. So substituting all these values from the problem statement, we get the value of delta L as 9.523 into 10 to the power minus 3 mm. Now let us see how the same problem can be solved using the ANSYS APDL. For that, let us begin with selecting the mechanical APDL from the start menu. Initially, let us start with erasing the files of the previous sessions. So the log files of the previous sessions can be erased by clicking clear and start new from the file option and then selecting do not read file and telling OK. We shall execute the command to erase the log files of the previous sessions by telling yes. Now let us assign the title. We'll give a title for our reference. Here I'll give it as simple bar analysis. Okay. right click and select fit, you can see that the title will appear here. Now let us begin with the steps. So first let us select the domain. So for that, click preferences and select structural. OK. Preprocessor, element type, add element, click add. So as we have already seen in the problem analysis statement, the element that we shall choose for modeling the element of bar here is 3D FINIT STN 180, or simply it is also called as link 180 element. Till OK, close. We shall assign the cross-sectional area of the bar by selecting real constants, add, click add. So you get the link 180 element that you have chosen from the previous step. So for this we shall assign the cross-sectional area. As per the problem statement, it is 500 mm square. Enter 500, tell OK, close this. Now we shall assign the values of the Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio. For that, select material properties. In the drop down, select material models. Material model number 1 is where we are going to define the Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio. Select structural, linear, elastic, isotropic, and Ex is where we are going to input the Young's modulus value 2.1 E5, and PR is Poisson's ratio XY, so we shall enter the Poisson's ratio 0.3. Tell OK and exit this window. Now we shall create the geometry. For that, click modeling, select create using the key points in the active coordinate system. So this screen, whatever you see here, x, y and z, so this is the active coordinate system in which we shall define the key points. So the first key point will always be the origin, and it is 0, 0. Apply. The second key point is now at a distance of 1000 mm from the origin, which is the total span length of the bar. So it is 1000, 0, 0. So this is your x, y and z ordinates. Okay. So now you can see that the two key points are created in the active coordinate system. We shall link these two key points using the lines. Select lines, lines again, select straight line and pick the key point 1 and 2 till OK. The straight line is created, and this completes the generation of the physical model as per the problem statement. But now it is incomplete for us to begin with the analysis, as we need to discretize this main element. For that, go for meshing, select mesh attributes, pick lines and pick the line 1, 2 and tell OK. And here we'll just verify if the properties that we have assigned in the following steps in preprocessor is correct. So the material number here is 1 from material properties. Real constant set number is 1, so which is having the value of 500 mm square from real constants. Element type is link 180, so this is the element that we have chosen from the ANSYS library. So this is the element type. So all the other things, sections we have not created. Orientation key point you need not have to bother. So these three is what is the checkpoint, and tell OK. And select size controls for discretizing the element. Select manual size, lines, picked lines and pick the line 1, 2 again, tell OK. And now you can enter the number of elements that you require. So I'll just enter 50, so that my approximate solution that I get using the FEA package will be almost closer to the analytical solution. Okay, so I've got 50 elements here. So with this options, now we have discretized the main element into 50 sub elements. Now we shall mesh. So for that, select mesh and select lines and pick the line 1, 2 again, tell OK. So now the meshing is complete. It is always better to have the discretized view, so that assigning the boundary conditions and the load conditions will be easier for us. So select plot and select lines, you get the discretized view. This is only for us to enter the constraints and the loads. So again, select preprocessor, loads, define loads, apply, structural, displacement on key points. So as per the problem statement, At key point 1, all the degrees of freedoms are constrained because the bar is fixed at that end. So select degrees of freedoms to be constrained as all DOF and enter the displacement value as 0 until OK. So this symbol indicates the key point 1 is constrained from all the degrees of freedom. Now we shall enter the tensile load on which which is acting at the now we shall enter the tensile load which is acting at this end of the bar as per the problem statement. For that, select structural force on key points again and select the last key point on which the tensile load of 1000 Newton is acting. OK. And since it is acting in the x direction, in this drop down select Fx, and since the load is having a constant value, it is constant value and enter the value of 1000 newtons. For a compressive load, you can indicate the load by using a negative sign. OK. So fit by selecting this option of zoom out. So now whatever the model you see here, this is the FEA model with the constraints and also the loading conditions and also the discretized elements. Having given all the inputs, now it is time for us to solve. So it is in this solution stage, once we select solve and select the current load step file. So this is the load step file until OK. Solution is done, we file close. So with this, all the element stiffness matrix, with this, the element stiffness matrix are now arranged into a global stiffness matrix and the solution is generated. So it is time for us to check the results. For that, go for general post processor and select list results to get the reaction forces. Select reaction solutions and you can select all items here till OK. So this window will detail you the reaction force and at the node in which the reaction force is existing. So as per this, the node 1 is here and at node 1 there is a reaction force in the x direction whose magnitude is minus 1000 newtons. So this will give us the details of the reaction force. Now let us see how the stress generated is calculated. For that, in this general post processor, select element table until define table. So we need to define the stress, select add, and here you can give the entry as von Mises stress VMS and select by sequence number, and here LS represents the linear stress value. Select 1 till OK. So here we have defined this. See, the label name is VMS and this is the entity that we have defined till close. Now go for plot results and select contour plot. In that, select element table and VMS is the label that we have generated in the previous step and select S average till OK. So we get the stress value. So the maximum stress value as shown here is 2. So it is 2 Newton per mm square. Now there might be a question for you like why I entered LS and 1. So for that, here is the answer. In Google, type link 180 and select the ANSYS help file that appears. So this is the description of the link 180 element in the ANSYS library. So this is how the link 180 geometry is defined in the ANSYS library. So you can see that there are two nodes I and J and all the values are only along the x direction. So it is a 1D element. So link 180 is considered to be a 1D element and that is why we mainly use this particular element to model the bars and the trusses. And if you scroll down, you can see that this particular value SXX, this is the axial stress. And there is something called as the output table. So here in the output table, you can see that the output quantity name, so that is SXX, which is the axial stress, it is defined by the item LS. Okay, and the I node is given by 1. Okay, so we are interested to understand what is the stress value at the I node, and for that we represent LS, that is the linear stress, by assigning the number 1 in this particular step that we did earlier, that is in defining the element table. So this is why we enter the value as 1 after selecting LS. So now back to the ANSYS window. Now we shall see how the deformation will occur. So for that, select plot controls and select animate, deformed shape, reduce the frames to 5 and select OK. So this is how the deformation or the elongation in the bar shall occur, which is subjected to a tensile load of 1000 Newton. So this is the initial condition and this is the elongation. And the elongation value also is represented here. It is 0.009524 as we have got in the analytical method. So with this we can conclude that the solutions with the analytical method and the ANSYS method are matching and the error percentage is 0. Now it is time for us to put the plots of this particular entity. So for that, select plot controls and select multi-window layout and select 2 top and bottom till OK. So this is how you get. So this is your window 1 and window 2. In window 1 I'll generate the deformation or the elongation of the bar, and in the window 2 I shall generate the plot which is showing the distribution of the stress. So for that, again select plot controls and select multi-plot controls and select the window number window 1, entity plots, OK, and select deformed shape until OK, deformed shape only till OK again, and right click until fit. So you get this. So this is the actual FEA model and this is the model after the deformation has occurred. So the deformation value is also here 0.009524. You can however select the views also, right click view and select isometric so that you have a better view, so you can see the elongation properly. And in the second window I shall put up the stress plot. For that, select plot controls and select multi-plot controls again. Now select window 2 and entity plots till OK, and here come to element table, OK, and select the von Mises stress, that is the VMS we have defined in the element table till OK. Right click fit. So the stress value is generated. Right click view isometric. So this is how the views are generated. So you can see that this window is detailing you the values of the stress distribution and this window is detailing you the elongation or the deformation of the bar when subjected to a tensile load of 1000 newtons. With this we shall conclude this exercise and I thank you all for watching.